Hi Bilal, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Many congratulations on passing PMP exam. How are you feeling?
Thank you very much. It was your support and your guidance that made it possible.
Absolutely fantastic, wonderful, great achievement. So thank you so much, Bilal, for this lessons learned session. This would be very helpful for anyone who is preparing for PMP exam. So we'll be talking about your overall exam experience. Okay, so just let's start with your brief introduction. Who you are, where do you live, and what do you do?
My name is Dr. Bilal Khurshid. I work as a senior engineer mechanical at Oil and Gas Development Company Limited, Pakistan. And I have also done PhD in application of artificial intelligence. And right now I'm working as in charge mechanical at the gas processing plant. So I
Fantastic.
have almost 16 years of industrial experience.
16 years. Fantastic.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, so when did you start your PMP preparation? Or let's simplify this question. How much total time you spent in the entire preparation process?
Actually, the duration that you already mentioned, 40 days. So I think that's really an appropriate duration in which first you take the online course with you, then you go through Rita, and then the question and answers of Rita and your video questions. And then also I took the PMP essential question from PMP website. So I think 40 days duration, that's enough to complete all these things.
All right, fantastic. You have also mentioned some of the resources. So let me ask this question again. Uh, what study resources you used for preparation?
I use Rita, and the question answer session, you give a soft copy of the Rita, and then your YouTube lectures, and then the PMP online PMP Essential, which is their online portal question answer available. So these are the three things I use.
Okay, perfect. So what was your average score in these mock tests?
Initially, it was around 60, but before the exam, I was around 70 to 73%. So I was feeling comfortable that now I can pass the exam, or I am in the good range above 70. So if you are above 70, then you are okay to appear for the exam. Below 70 means you need some more preparation.
Absolutely. If somebody is getting more than 70% in the mock test perfectly, you can go and take the exam. All
Yes.
right, okay. Did you see anything in the exam that you couldn't cover during our live classes or during reading the book or while solving the questions?
No, I think most of the concept they were either covered in the classes or in the question and answer sessions. The questions they are typically different. For example, even if you have attended a question in which it is mentioned that you have a key resource and he's leaving within a week. So then in the question, if it's mentioned that you should discuss with the functional manager what you should do next. So it depends on the question. So there was not any concept which I haven't read in the course or in the question answer session, but normally the questions they are a bit different from what you learn. But the concept I already got from your video lectures or your online courses.
All right, so you're saying concepts are same, but scenarios are different.
Scenarios are different, yes.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. You solved all my questions, especially those are available. 1,000 plus are available on YouTube.
Yes.
Uh, what was the difficulty level of these questions in comparison to the real exam if you compare these two?
The 1,000 questions they are more difficult than the actual exam. So if you solve them, then the actual exam it is easier for you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very important because a lot of students they get roughly 60% in my marks, and when I get 60, I
Yes.
okay, go ahead and take the exam because if you're getting 60 here, you'll be easily getting 70 in the real exam.
Yes.
Okay,
Especially the first 20 lectures, they are very tough.
yeah,
So if even if you are taking 60 or marks in those exams, you are good for the exam
absolutely. First 20, 25 specifically where
lectures.
we discussed agile concepts, they are really
Yes.
tough. Okay, wonderful. How did you manage time during the exam? Was it easier?
Yes, I want to mention three things. So for exam, it's not only your technical knowledge that will help you pass the exam. So in my understanding, you need three things. The first thing is that your technical knowledge, The second thing is that how you manage your time in the exam, because that's very important. If you are not able to manage the time properly, you will not able to solve all the questions, and the pressure of failure that will overcome you, and you may not be able to pass the exam. And the third thing is that the duration of the exam with the tutorial and the breaks is almost 4 hours and 30 minutes. So you need to be fresh. So for example, I was traveling from Peshawar to Islamabad, which is almost 2 hours 30 minutes. So if you are traveling on the exam on the same day, then it will be tedious for you. So you have to ensure that you are fresh, and then you will manage your time. So in the time management, I will like to emphasize that there are almost 20-25% questions which are very easy. So if you read one time question and the options, you will be able to identify the right choices. But if you spend more time on these easy questions, then you will be putting extra effort on those easy questions. So you will try to manage your time and save this time for the lengthy questions or the difficult questions, so that you can read them twice, the questions and the options, and you will be able to answer correctly. So in the PMP essential, there are two mock tests. So that also helped me to manage time, because the first one which I gave the test, I attended 157 out of 180. So then I realized that my speed is a bit slow. I need to address this point. So in the second mock test, I attempted almost around 180. So it's good for you to manage your time and take a mock test with stopwatch before going to the real exam.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's really, really important. And I say, since exam is divided in three sections, first
Yes.
60 question, then 60 question, and then last 60 questions. So make
Yes.
sure that you do not spend more than 75 minutes in each section, because that's the time you will be having, roughly 77 minutes for each section, right? So this is how
Yes.
you're
Right.
completing the exam. Perfect. Okay, Bilal, could you please highlight some of the important topics for students? Like which
Okay.
topics are really important?
So I will highlight chapter wise from data. Chapter number 5 and 6, communication and resource management, and then scope and risk management, and then stakeholders. So these are the 5 chapters. They are mostly topics are from these 5 chapters. So cost, quality, procurement, very few questions from those chapters.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the consistent feedback I'm getting from students, right? Scope, risk management, super important. Communication,
Yes.
stakeholders, highly important. And one more topic, people management or team management.
Yes, resource is chapter number 6 from the
Yeah,
resources.
resource management, which Bilal has
Yes.
mentioned. So these are highly, highly important topics for your PMP exam. So do not ignore scope, risk, communication and stakeholder, and resources or team management. Perfect. Okay.
Yes.
Bilal, were you confident during the exam that you're going to pass the exam? What were your feeling while you were taking the exam?
Actually, first 60 question when I solved, so I was looking at the time, and the first 60 question I solved in 72 minutes. And I knew from the answer that I was going in the right direction. So from 60 to 120, after the 120 that I solved, I was in comfortable zone that I am in the right speed and giving the correct answers. So after 120 answers, I was feeling relaxed and comfortable that I'm going in the right direction. I'm giving correct answers. And after the 180, which I solved in the total allotted time, so I was feeling comfortable that I have done good in the exam.
All right, absolutely. So what about the language of the questions? Was it easier to understand or?
Yes, it was easy to understand,
Okay.
especially when I have attended too many question answer sessions. So it was easy, no problem.
Yes, since a lot of students ask that what kind of language expertise or skill set is required to prepare for the exam. So I think in the exam, they will be using very simple language.
Yes,
So nobody fails
exactly.
because of language. People fails
Yes,
because of lack
exactly.
of conceptual clarity. Okay.
Yes.
One thing similar to conceptual clarity, what's the role of memorization in this exam or rote learning?
There is no memorization required. For example, let me tell you, they are not going to ask you what is project charter. Instead, they will give you a scenario that you are in the middle of a project and you want to know the key objectives. So which document you will refer to? So basically, these all the questions, they are conceptual questions. So you have to be clear in concepts, and you need no memorization of either any process or its sequences. Yeah, all you need is just you should be clear in your concepts, because that will help you.
Absolutely. So no need of memorization. You need
Yes,
not memorize anything for this exam.
anything.
You have conceptual clarity. Okay,
Yes.
one similar question. Did you see any question where you had to use calculator?
I haven't used. There
Absolutely.
was a question on schedule, but it was easily visible. It's like cost performance index and schedule performance index. So no need for the calculator in those questions.
Absolutely. So a lot of students, they are confused that since they have to do a lot of mathematical calculations in the exam, no, there would
Maybe
be
in the past
hardly
there
one.
were yes. Maybe in the past there were few questions from the schedule chapter. There was ample calculation required, but right now the questions are straightforward, and if your concept is clear, you can answer them easily.
Yes, absolutely. So yes, previously PMI used to include a lot of question from earned value analysis, right?
Yes.
SPI and TCPI, very complex formulas. But now you'll
Yes.
hardly see one or two question about earned value analysis, SPI, CPI, and those would be very simple question. So you need
Yes.
not to be worried about mathematics in this exam because again, this exam is all about conceptual clarity. Okay.
Yes.
So Bilal, did you see any question regarding drag and drop? Or
Yes,
short
there were three questions, but they were easy. There were
okay,
three questions, drag and drop.
okay, drag and drop, 3 to 4 drag and drop.
Yes.
Was there any difficult part of this exam? If yes, what was that?
For some questions, they were very lengthy. The statement was very lengthy. For example, 4 to 5 lines. So reading all those statement and then getting the key word and answering the options, so that it is a bit tricky. Otherwise, most of the questions, they were straightforward.
Absolutely. Now, very important question, Bilal. If somebody goes through my course and they complete all the questions that you did, and let's say in addition to that, they read PMP exam prep by Rita, do you think this is more than enough to pass the PMP exam?
Yes, that's more than enough. If they don't feel comfortable or they need any demo for the mock test, they can go for the PMP Essential. But unless and otherwise, I think the material that you provide, that's more than sufficient to pass the exam.
Absolutely fantastic. So yes, this is more than enough. If somebody thoroughly understand these concepts, then exam would be much, much easier. Okay.
Yes.
Bilal, if somebody wants to start the PMP exam preparation, right? Let's say it's their first day or they're thinking to start. What would be your advice based on your experience? How they should be go about it?
First, I think 40% of the preparation is done in your video lectures, and then almost 15 to 20% by reading Rita, and then 20% with the 1,000 YouTube lectures, video question answer sessions that are available. And if anyone needs further training or further material, he can go to PMP Essential. Otherwise, I think this material is enough, and he can cover all this within 40 days. So he will be prepared to pass the exam.
So, what would you say? How many hours a day? Let's say if somebody plans for 40 days, how many hours a day?
4 to 5 hours, if you can manage daily, that will be sufficient.
4 to 5 hours. So roughly, I
Yes.
would say you spent around 150 hours for preparation.
Actually, my scenario was a bit different. We are working 21 days here, then I am on days off. So it was not in continuity. So if you are in continuity, maybe you can do it in 30 days. But since I have a 20 days gap, then I have to cover that 20 days work from the start
Yeah.
and then go forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yes, based on my experience, what I have seen is 30 days is more than enough, right? If somebody consistently, practice or prepare for 30 days, 30 days is more than enough to prepare for.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Bilal, last question. Was this exam easy or difficult? How can we answer?
No, Let me tell you, I have done SAP certification in asset management and also material management. Also, I'm preparing for CMRP, but PMP is a very tough certifications. So you have to earn the certifications. It's not given. You have to work hard. You have to manage your time, and you have to be on your feet for the exam. So if you are lagging in any of the three fields, you cannot pass the exam. So it's not easy to pass PMP, and it's a distinction if you are a PMP certified professional.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's challenging, right? But doable.
Yes,
Right
yes,
strategy, with right resources, right? With right allocation
with
to
right
time.
guidance and consultancy.
Yeah, absolutely. It is doable, but again, it requires some hard work to do that. Okay,
Yes.
Bilal, you have gone through the entire process. You have completed the training, 35 contact hours. Then you read the book, solved tons of questions, and now you have successfully passed the exam. How important was this entire journey from learning perspective? One is you got the certificate, but from learning perspective, what do you think? How significant was that?
Actually, the techniques that we are using in our field, so they were totally different from what PMI recommends. So in the start, it was very difficult to absorb all those concepts because what were you doing were not the standard practices. So it has really helped to gain the knowledge, and also by reading Rita, it gives you immense knowledge, not only in terms of solving the question, but covering overall how the project management is done. And the initial your lectures of we took 8 days. So I think mostly 40 to 45% training and the concept you get clear in those days. So the major portion is your lecture and Rita. So they are very helpful in clearing your wrong concepts and streamlining. I am almost supervising more than 200 professionals with me. So after attending this course, I really have streamlined all my processes, whatever I could do, because the techniques that were used there was not PMI standard practices. So it really helps you in your industrial field as well.
Absolutely. So a lot of people think it's just theoretical knowledge. No,
No,
it's
it's practical. It's
practical.
totally practical knowledge.
It's highly practical, and you can use relevant techniques, frameworks, and strategies in your own work as well, as Bilal mentioned. So in
Yes.
addition to the certificate, it gives you immense knowledge that you can use to improve your work. Bilal, once again, congratulations, and
Thank you very much.
I'm so happy on your success, and I wish you all best of luck. And thank you so much for this lesson learned session.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right,
Have a
take good
nice
care.
day.
Take good care of
Oh,
yourself. Bye.
Allah Hafiz.